And our third main topic today gets sent in to us from Alexis Peterson, who writes, John, Chris who couldn't be in here today, and Rob, did you see a spinoff of a John Wick character? What do you think of this? I think it's awesome. I love John Wick. I bet you do too, right? Thanks and keep up the awesome work. Freaking love your show. Well, thank you so much for that, Alexis. And yeah, there was a story came out yesterday. Very interesting. It looks like that they are now developing. I'm still waiting for that Continental series, by the way. It looks like they are developing a spin-off John Wick thing called Ballerina to be directed by Underworld director Len Wiseman, who is also married to Kate Beckinsale. So, win-win in life.
No, I think they got divorced.
Did they get divorced?
Yes, that means she's single.
Oh, well, then he's a loser in life. So there you go. So anyway, the director of that. Now, from what I understand, Ballerina, it directly ties into the events of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Now, here's the story that came out from this. I believe this is from IndieWire. Ballerina focuses on a young female assassin who seeks revenge against the people who killed her family. The picture is on a fast track with a script by Shay Hatton, whose credits include John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. The picture is being produced by Basil Iwanek, Erica Lee, and Chad Stahelski, who of course directed other John Wick films, with John Wick star Keanu Reeves as an executive producer. Now, it goes on to say that it's unclear that John Wick may actually cameo in this film, but what is being implied here is for those of you who have seen John Wick, all right, for those of you who've seen John Wick, you guys know there's that big scene in the ballet where they have a whole family. I love that scene. Apparently, Ballerina will focus on one of those ballerinas. Now, there is some speculation about whether or not it'll be one of the ballerinas that we actually saw in the film. That's being speculated. Or it could be a brand new character that we never saw on screen. But that's what it's going to be based around, is that kind of operation. Which is fascinating because, like the Continental itself, in John Wick Chapter 3, that whole thing where he goes to Morticia. What's the actress's name? Angelica Houston. Why did I remember her as Morticia?
Morticia.
When, Angelica Houston, that whole thing about presenting his ticket and all that, like, oh my, like, the John Wick world always does such a great job of opening new doors of extensive mythology that goes, I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
I want to know more about the coins. I want to know more about the Continental. What the hell's with this ticket? Like, they keep opening up these doors of mythology, which is awesome. So they're looking about going down that route. That would focus on one of the female characters, the Ballerina. Now, they've also talked, Rob, about doing another spin-off, of course, with this character right here, Catwoman. They're talking about a spin-off film of hers.
Storm.
It's a Storm movie.
Or Jinx, if you're a Bond fan.
Or Jinx, or what was her name in the movie she did with Hugh Jackman? Something Fish.
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
Oh,
The first movie she ever did a topless scene in. And she actually talked the director into letting her do the topless scene. Anyway, there's talks about doing a spin-off movie of hers after seeing John Wick Chapter 3. I'm all down for that as well. I like the idea of this. I like anything in this John Wick universe that's going to expand this mythology. Maybe not expand it, but at least investigate these doors they've already opened to suggesting new mythology within this world. I'm all for it. I think this sounds great. You got the screenwriter from John Wick Chapter 3 on board. I'm totally down with that. You got Keanu Reeves being on as an executive producer. You got the director of the other John Wick films as a producer. This sounds like a good idea to me. I'm in. Rob, what do you think about it?
Dude, I love movies with female assassins. I'll watch any movie, whether it's, like Atomic Blonde, Luc Besson's La Femme Nikita, Anna and Lucy.
By the way, I finally got around to watching Anna. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Weak script, but I got a kick out of that.
I recently caught up with Red Sparrow, which I hadn't seen.
Right.
I liked Red Sparrow. I mean, you give me a crack female killer who can use weapons like a ninja, I am in. I love this idea. I think it's a great idea. I love that she's part of the Ballerina crew. I hope there's like some epic dance battle in it. No, I'm just kidding.
Epic dance
But I would
battle.
I would love for her to use at one moment, like maybe she appears in a sequence where she's actually performing with some ballet, kind of like in Red Sparrow too. And during the ballet, she somehow assassinates somebody from the stage. I don't care. I want to see it. I'm in. Mr. Anderson could do. Paul Anderson could do incredible.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Keanu Reeves, Mr. Anderson.
No, Mr. Anderson. He can do great action, as evidenced by a lot of the Underworld films. I love this idea. They should just put it on the fast track and go make it. And I want to see a female assassin kill a bunch of people bloodily with multiple different weapons. Like John Wick always goes for the headshot. Maybe she does something like with knives and crotches and takes out dudes by cutting off their
Halle
balls.
Berry's
I don't care.
dog certainly went for the crotches.
Right.
In that,
Like,
oh my God, that whole dog scene in John Wick Chapter 3
It's
is
like in Stand
awesome.
By Me, chopper, sick balls. I mean, I want to see some female killing. That's what I want to see.
Let me ask you this though, like with Ballerina, if you had a choice right now, okay, Keanu Reeves, good Canadian kid. Of course, we're all in one big club. So he calls me right now, and we get on speakerphone, and we start talking. He says, "Want to know what, Rob? That's a terrible. That's
pretty
terrible,
good though.
terrible."
I was
Was that a good Keanu Reeves right there?
Yeah,
I gotta know what Rob thinks. Should we do a Ballerina first, or should we do a Halle Berry spinoff first? Whoa. What would you say to him? What would you say to good Canadian kid Keanu Reeves about that? Should they do? Would you rather see that Ballerina idea, or would you rather see the Halle Berry one right now?
Dude, you really put me on the spot.
That's a Sophie's choice, right?
It is a Sophie's choice. I got to tell you.
Speaking of Meryl Streep,
I wanted to see a Jinx spinoff. Maybe that would have been wrong. You know, the Broccoli's, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson have produced a female. Well, it's called The Rhythm Section with Blake Lively. And that trailer went live recently.
Oh, that movie hasn't come out yet. I haven't heard of that one.
No, it hasn't come out yet, but there's a trailer. You should watch it. So here's my thing. I just like the idea of a new character, and I think Halle Berry should be in the Ballerina movie. Maybe there's some kind of a connection there.
Cross them over a bit?
Yes, make a crossover, have her be in it.
Maybe she helps her get the ballerina out of the...
Yeah, something like that. They can team up, and then you could spin Halle Berry out of that. But I think even if you can't get Keanu Reeves to come back, you could get Halle Berry to be in this Ballerina movie, and that might kick ass because maybe she could be like, you know, the ballerinas maybe losing Angelica Houston or pissed off about what happened to Angelica Houston because she's not dead. But it could be like a Padawan thing. I don't know. It could be awesome. Put her in it. Well, I love the idea of Halle Berry in it. Why does it have to be either or?
All I know is
Come on, Keanu.
If you're gonna put her in it, you got to have the dogs in it. You got to have the dogs in it.
Oh,
all right, guys.
And that could be the outline on the poster, John. Who let the dogs out?
Oh, no. You lost. You had me right up until that point. You had me right up until that point. Question is, guys, what do you think about that? Do you like the sounds of this Ballerina idea? And if it's an either or, would you rather see the Halle Berry spinoff, or would you see the Ballerina? Or, like Rob is saying, team them up and let them go wreak some havoc? Let us know down in the comments section below.
I just want to point out that the John Wick franchise has a lot to do with dogs. And if you had a one sheet that had a door open and these two women standing there and the dogs are gone, you just see Who Let the Dogs Out, and these girls are packed with weapons.
What's that saying in Mean Girls? Cool. Stop trying to make that a thing.
Fetch. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Stop
trying to make Who Let the Dogs Out happen. It's not going to happen. But what do you guys think? Should they do that? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.